Okay, very good.
Good morning and welcome to another episode of Hard Factor, episode 106, I believe. December, January 20th, 2021.
106. Wait a minute.
606.
There you go.
Sorry.
607. I think
106.
Who knows?
I'm gonna stop mentioning the episode numbers.
That was in 2018, brother.
But it's January 20th.
It's episode 1 of
What?
Baby Girl Smith. Episode 1 of Baby Girl Smith.
Yes.
Hard Factor Will had a motherfucking baby. Mom's doing fine. Will's doing fine. Baby's doing fine. Woo!
great name too. Great killer name. We're not gonna say it on air, but
Yeah.
unless he said it, he may have said it.
No.
But,
yeah.
We'll let him.
I do want to say this. So everyone, when they have a baby, people are like, "Oh, it's such a cute baby," but usually they're fucking lying. But Will's baby is legit cute as all get out. Like just
For
a
sure.
great looking baby.
Yeah. I see both mom and Will strong in the baby, and she's adorable.
Yeah, a very, very cute kid.
Yeah.
And we're all pumped. We're all very pumped, as I'm sure he is too. So
That's so awesome.
Episode
dude.
1 of New Baby.
That's right.
So awesome.
Yeah, it is. It's really good. And then one down, one to go. So,
How soon before Will's daughter starts beating my son in sports, do you think?
Do you really want to ask that? First of all, girls develop earlier. So early. Yeah, 5 is probably the highest I'd go. 3.
But Kate played Division II field hockey in college.
I'm not saying your kid can't get there, but first of all, girls just develop earlier. So
yeah.
he might beat her back at like 12, but it's gonna be a rough.
Well, let's get some action on this.
Okay.
Let's open. Yeah.
Pat, your kid will beat that kid's ass in coding no matter what.
Oh, bro, my kid codes harder than all y'all's kids. But I will say this, and Wes's kids have Asian. My kid could outcode Wes's kid. But I will say this:
there's no way your kid can outcode.
Could outcode? Do you think?
Yeah,
if my kid was 10, you think is your kid coding pretty good?
Yeah, he's like top like 95th percentile in the world in his coding class right now. No shit.
What?
Oh, he really has a coding class.
He really has he goes to coding class.
Oh, that's awesome. I didn't know that.
We're all so fucked.
I just spent a lot of time
We don't know
not
how to
kissing
code, we're so
girls
fucked.
and learning how to code when I was 12, and I hope that he would follow my footsteps. But no, my boy was 4.1 pounds yesterday, 2 months out. So we'll see. He's gonna get big.
That's awesome.
What's the percentile of that for 2 months out? Pretty good.
I don't know, pretty big, but they just spend the last 2 months just bigging it up. Like he's done, baby's done. Yeah.
What's his head at percentile was?
Luckily, not so big. You'd think that it would be fucking massive. His thighs, though, he's gonna have a strong base, just like his dad.
He's gonna be sitting on that computer chair with his firm base, and he's gonna have something supporting his head up while he's coding.
Yep, kick his way out of there if they don't get out of there soon. All right,
cool. It'll be cool to watch them grow up together, though.
All right, it's gonna be awesome.
Go ahead, Wes.
I was gonna say we got today is gonna be our kind of like we were doing What the Fuck Wednesday, the free pod. Now we have the Hive Hour, which is our Patreon bonus show that comes out Tuesdays. Came out yesterday, so. That's kind of like more of a freestyle radio show. We cover some fun topics over there, but we're going to kind of stick to the What the Fuck Wednesday style, I think, moving forward. We're going to do some news, but we're also going to mix in some fun stories that were user submitted, and that's how we're going to play it, I think.
And crazy. Yeah, it's fun to break the week up with some funny stories.
Yep.
I agree. And we'll still give you a sample on Fridays of Florida Man Friday, but that masterpiece Florida Man Friday, full Florida Man Friday is going to be on Patreon. So I'm going to lead off with a newsy story. Then we're going to have some fun, right?
Yeah.
Stacked show. Honestly, stacked show.
It is fucking stacked. Let's get to it. Let's talk inauguration because today is the inauguration. So I'm going to give you what to expect on inauguration day today, and we will see how accurate the information I give you is pretty soon, right?
Mm-hmm.
So today, Joe Biden will be swearing in as the 46th president of the United States in front of what is expected to be the smallest crowd in the history of inaugurations. Joe claims it's because of COVID, but Trump will probably release a message saying it's because Joe's a total loser.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody likes him.
Yeah.
He had
Look
to
at
fill it
look at all those
flowers.
flags.
Yeah, he had to
Look at
fill
all
it
those
with
flags.
flowers
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
colors.
Yeah, the flags, if in fact, right, let's say it wasn't a COVID year, the flags are a pretty good cover. It's a pretty good, they could have just done nothing.
The flags are beautiful, Pat. Let's talk
They
about
are, But dude, I'm kind of just like, I'm just so into our country saving money everywhere they can these days to help the people that are hungry. Like, how much do those flags cost? You know, yes, they're pretty.
Yes, I had mentioned that. I have that written down as it's very expensive. But it's called, so the flags, what the people are being replaced with over 200,000 flags. Bubba has some images if he wants to put them up. On the flags are all in the mall. It's being called the Field of Flags. And then, you know, Trump is calling it, what is this guy, a president of flags? We have.
Oh my god,
it does look great, especially at night.
Nighttime, it's great. Yeah,
it's also ripe for some of the militiamen because they're going to be calling it a field of, you know.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
Keep
Look
Wes,
at this field. I'm sorry.
Keep Wes away as well because he might steal the whole field. But that's a little callback to Wes's stories about stealing American flags.
Was that when he got drunk and was mad that America was being patriotic after 9/11, so he stole everyone's flag in his neighborhood?
I thought he was trying himself to be super patriotic.
It was misguided patriotism. That's what the judge called it.
That's right.
He was trying to say, I'm the real patriot. This is false flag patriotism.
That's what Wes was doing. Although there won't be tons of people on the mall lawn, there will be tons of star power on stage with people like Lady Gaga and Jennifer Lopez, Bruce Springsteen, and Garth Brooks are a few scheduled to perform or at least make appearances on stage. I think Gaga is doing the national anthem pretty early. The majority of Congress and the Supreme Court will attend, as will Barack and Michelle Obama, George W. and Laura Bush, and Bill and Hillary Clinton. Mike Pence will be in attendance, but Donald Trump will not. Also, sadly, Jimmy and Rosalind Carter will not be in attendance for the first time since 1977, but apparently the 96 and 93-year-olds send their best wishes. So that was nice of whoever's taking care of them to cover that part. For
them. To send that card.
Yeah.
I feel like every year there's the photo of Jimmy Carter still swinging a hammer that they release to make sure that he's still alive.
But this year it's just gonna be the card.
In terms of the entertainment, I'm super proud, and Austin should be proud. Shout out, technically someone I managed, but Adrian Casada, who's in the Black Pumas, who was in a band called Glorietta I worked with. Black Pumas are playing at the Inauguration. It's pretty awesome.
That's 0 degrees of separation from Hard Factor, right?
Hell yeah. So pretty much ipso facto, we're at the Inauguration, boys.
Performing.
So there you go.
Cool.
All right. The event is scheduled to kick off at 11 a.m. Congrats to us, but it will go all day and into the night. For example, there's a virtual parade across America scheduled to start around 3 or 3:15 Eastern, which features performances from like important people, celebrities, and just like fun people in all 56 states and territories. I hope American Samoas needs to explain why they voted for Bloomberg in the primary. Tons of speakers and guests will be on stage throughout the day. Then at around 8:30 p.m. there's a Celebrating America, that's what they're calling it, Celebrating America show hosted by Tom Hanks, Eva Longoria, and Kerry Washington, featuring performances by every single celebrity that's alive and important, or celebrity except for Kid Rock and Bruce Willis.
Yeah,
I think that might be the one the Pumas are doing. Yeah, okay. Sorry, Kid Rock.
Yeah. And then at 9 we have America tucks Joe into bed. Right?
Yeah, that whole performance stuff, I don't know if he's going to be a part of it or not, but yeah.
America gives Joe his warm milk and tucks him in.
Yeah, well, America writes a note on the mirror that says, "You're the president now. Remember where your shoes are, Joe."
You have a joke about him old. Now let me do one. Biden is set to be sworn in by Chief Justice Roberts at noon with his hand on top of the Biden family Bible that is said to be 127 years old. He bought it as a first-term senator. He had to put something nice on his desk.
Nice.
Yeah. He bought it new as a first-term senator.
He bought it new as a first-term senator 127 years ago. Kamala Harris, already upstaging Biden on day one, will be sworn in with her hand on 2 Bibles, one of which was Thurgood Marshall's. What's with everyone keeping one copy of their Bible so long? Is it a sin to lose a Bible in a move or something?
Are you for real though? She's doing 2 Bibles?
2 Bibles. One for a childhood friend and one that was Thurgood Marshall's.
Just go with Marshall's. What are you doing?
Everyone keeps their Bibles for generations.
It's a thing that Catholics and then politicians that pretend to be Catholic
do you lie and buy one and scratch it up the same color and you're like, see, it's the family Bible. What if you lose it?
You lie.
No, I mean, no, it's like something that you get as a gift on your baptism, but then it isn't actually yours until you're home from college, essentially.
Right, but
a lot of the states that these politicians come from will take them and put them in a museum for that person too, as well.
Okay.
Like I know that like a lot of politicians will like get them from like a family museum or like something like a museum of the state that has put them in there just like when their father or something was put into Congress or whatever.
That's fine, but like unless Biden is as old as I said he was, his is 127 years old, so that's a couple generations that saved it and then handed it to Joe.
Family Bible. My Bible's missing all the blank pages, if you know what I mean.
Right.
Smoking dope.
Okay, anyways, moving on. It sounds like it will be pretty fun, but most importantly, will it be secure and safe? Over 25,000 National Guard members will be there, as well as tons of extra security fencing near the Capitol. So good call there. And the White House. There's fencing around the White House too. Also, several streets around that area have been shut down. No cars, which is a weapon these days, driving into people or blowing them up. So here's hoping the answer is yes, it will be safe and secure. Today's events will be a lot of glitz and glam and sure cost a lot of money, like Pat mentioned, which sucks, but rooting for a smooth transition, right? And a start to the hard factor, making fun of Joe's gaffes and picking dates for Harris to take over stage of the year and years to come, as opposed to covering stories of riots and violence, hopefully. So
yeah, on predicted already, it's Kamala Harris is at 40 cents for the 2024 Democratic presidential nomination, and Joe's at 30 cents.
There you go. I would bet no on Joe, because whether he survives or not to be running again at 82, probably not a good idea. Yeah. Survives, I mean like survives the term. I'm not saying he's going to die. Anyways, let's move on. Let's get to some fun stories.
You know what I'm excited about the Joe presidency before we move on is your good days and your bad days, Joe. Because like for a while there, I thought he was totally senile. And then he had a couple days where you're like, whoa, Joe's back. He's with it. And then he went senile again. It's like Pucks and Honey Phil. It's pretty interesting to watch.
Have you hung out with a lot of old people?
That's how it works. Yeah.
That's how it works.
Yeah. There's the good there's the good days and there's the bad days. That's what they all say.
Did you ever have a grandparent or great grandparent? No. Okay. All right.
Yeah. It is sad if that's what's happening. All right, guys. I've never been to a bachelorette party. I once jumped into a limo in Vegas that was carrying a bachelorette party, but they took one look at me and told me to get out. So I tried. And the reason I bring this up is because I know bachelorette parties have themes, and from what I can tell based on reality TV and social media, that theme is generally cock. Cock straws, cock lollipops, cock everything. And there is a time and a place.
Japanese festival.
Yeah,
man. I one time was waiting on a bachelorette party that was using cock confetti. And they were having like a great time with their cock confetti until they left, and they sat a family at that table, and confetti, you just can't fucking get it all. So I'm like slowly, like when they're not looking, like grabbing little pieces of cock confetti, I mix on the wipe down.
Time out. Cock confetti is one of the greatest pranks you could play on your friends of all time.
It's terrible, dude.
Yeah.
It was fucking terrible. It's multicolored and shiny.
Yeah, you can hide it everywhere.
That's great.
Yeah, so there's a time and a place for all that cock. But one pastry chef in Egypt, who is a woman, is getting in big trouble for treating an upscale women's luncheon at a prestigious women's-only club, the Al Jazeera Sports Club, like a bachelorette party, and serving some rather racy desserts, including cupcakes topped with cocks.
That's one of the most graphic cupcakes I've ever seen in my life.
That is super descriptive and regionally accurate uncircumcised penis.
Yes, it absolutely is. So look at that thing. It's a ball of chocolate topped with cock. Unfortunately for this chef, her cock creations, were a hit at the party, but also on social media. And once Egypt's largest state-owned newspaper, the Al Haram, got a hold of the images, they were deemed, quote, indecent and immoral shapes. Look, I mean, they're having a great time. Look at the smiles.
Come on, dude. Wes got a bunch of photos of these ladies just chowing down on penis cupcakes.
Why are their faces blurred out?
To protect them from getting stoned to death, I think.
Oh, I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was getting at.
So
you don't even eat something that looks like a cock.
Yeah. Oh God, can you imagine? Now the chef was arrested, but quickly told police, "Whoa, these women came to my shop, showed me pictures of cocks, and said we want to eat that, make it happen." So she's blaming it all on the women. human rights lawyers who are representing this whole, are up in arms about this whole her being arrested are saying this is bullshit and that the elderly women just wanted to break their routines and have some fun. Others are saying that the state has gotten involved because, quote, at the core of the matter is not the banning of sexuality in the public sphere. It is restricting sexuality that is outside the control of men. So the fact that these women were having a great time with cocks, the men are pissed.
I was going to say these women should be thankful the chef was a woman, because if it was a male chef, they would have come straight for those fucking women.
Oh, and the man would be dead.
That's true.
No, the man chef would be fine. He would get away with it.
It would be like a dancing bear party, honestly.
Yeah, they would have been like, yes, you are a man. You know, okay, but let's get the women.
Only you can serve our ladies.
Yeah, only you can serve. You can serve cock cupcakes.
Yeah, come here. So the lawyer also tweeted the quote emphasis that a group in society with the support of the state wants to eliminate any space for personal freedoms in Egypt under the pretext of preserving the values of the Egyptian family. So I guess if you're a man in Egypt and your wife is seen on social media devouring some cocks on a cupcake, it's a much bigger deal than it would be here in America. Also, the group known as Dar al-Ifta, which issues religious fatwas, said, quote, the publication of nude pictures, sweets, and various products with sexual connotations is forbidden and criminalized by law. It is an attack on the value system and a blatant offense to all components of society. So don't have your bachelorette party in Egypt.
Wait a minute. Did they go as far as to fatwa these women?
I think they did fatwa these women.
Wow.
These ladies are fatwa, bro. No doubt about it.
Yeah.
This is like, I like how they also attacked sweets, which they're not a fan of processed sugars.
Right, sweets. So, yeah, I mean, it's a big fucking deal over there that these women were
what a
chowing
ridiculous
down.
story.
Yeah, it's
you
crazy.
eat one cock cupcake and you're fatwa'd over there.
Man, it's tough. It's tough. But hey, let's move it on to our sponsor. One thing we learned in 2020, guys, the internet is even more awesome than we thought. Without the internet, we couldn't have done that story. Groceries online, movies online, doctor visits online, and of course, going to the post office online with Stamps.com. Stamps.com allows businesses to do all of their mailing and shipping right from their computer. No need to leave your home office, whatever. Stamps.com has saved small businesses all over the country thousands of hours and tons of money, and now you can too. With Stamps.com, you get the services of the post office and UPS right on your computer, plus big discounts on mailing and shipping rates. Let's face it, going to the post office is a hassle, and you get there, this lady in front of you has 30 Etsy boxes she's super proud of that need mailing. I'll tell you what, that lady would love Stamps.com, and you will too. Stamps.com brings the services of the U.S. Postal Service and UPS right to your computer wherever you are. It's a must-have for any business, small office, sending out invoices, an online seller shipping out orders, like that Etsy lady, even a giant warehouse sending thousands of packages a day. Stamps.com can handle it with ease. With Stamps.com, you get 5 cents off every first-class stamp and 40% off priority mail and 62% off UPS shipping rates. And those are some impressive discounts. The last time I got something,
100% off the lines, like you mentioned.
100% off the lines. Yeah. The last time I got 62% off, my grandma was berating a waitress. But the Stamps.com, no yelling needed. Not to mention, it's a fraction of the cost of those expensive postage meters. Stamps.com is a no-brainer, saving time and money. It's no wonder 900,000 small businesses already use it. So make 2021 the year you stop wasting time going to the post office and go to Stamps.com instead. There's no risk. And with our promo code HARDFACTOR, all one word, you get a special offer that includes a 4-week trial plus free postage and a digital scale. No long-term commitments or contracts. Just go to Stamps.com, click the microphone at the top of the homepage, and type in HARDFACTOR. That's Stamps.com, promo code HARDFACTOR. Stamps.com, never go to the post office again.
Yeah. You know what Wes's grandma said at that dinner? She said, "What's all this cock confetti doing here? Do you know what would happen to me in Egypt? I'd be killed."
You can mail your fatwa from home with Stamps.com without
that's right.
having to interact with any women at the market. Guys, this next one is from Andrew Parker. Shout out Andrew Parker. We have yet another high school teacher's student sex scandal with an uncharacteristically attractive female instructor who's accused of banging some lucky boy. Is it that hot teachers aren't capable of handling the flood of sexually laced attention coming at them from a horned up student body? Or is it that there are a ton of these scandals happening with ugly teachers that the media just isn't interested in because then it's abuse? I don't know. But it just seems that
they just want to help, Pat. They just want to teach.
It seems every time you check it out, it's just like how is this hot lady bang? Okay, anyway. Guys, we will never know if it's hot teachers that are getting reported on and ugly teachers that are not, or what it is. But what we do know is that 35-year-old Candace Barber of Wendover, Buckinghamshire, was convicted back in September of sending her 15-year-old student topless and naughty videos of herself laying on a bed while, quote, surrounded by sex toys.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that guy in the photo is her husband that she said is probably suicidal right
Oh,
now.
big time. It was like a sex toy hostage situation
So
around this bed.
Well, that's
So
another
sad.
depressing thing. Why does she have so many sex toys, pal?
Right,
the
I
husband?
know. Well, there's always a cuck husband, guys. There always is. Anyway, she was sending these photos via Snapchat back in the fall of 2018. But that wasn't the end of the story. Candace is back on trial this week, this time facing some much more serious and much hotter charges. 3 counts of engaging in sexual activity with a child, to be exact, 15-year-old boy. According to the boy's testimony, guys, Candace Barber, who I'm going to refer to as Candy for the rest of the story, took the boy's phone number at a school sports day prize giving event, whatever the fuck that is.
He got the top prize.
Yeah, exactly. And then she started messaging him, and as texts tend to do, which is something Jared Porter can certainly attest to, things quickly got sexual. Candy suggested that they meet up somewhere private for a tutoring session in anatomy, and the 15-year-old suggested the sexiest place he could think of, a field by his house. Some might call it a field trip, if you know what I mean. Anyway,
My friend Greg's parents are out of town.
Right, exactly. You know, it'd be hot
Anywhere.
There's a field by my house. I don't know a lot of places. I'm 15.
My
Some
parents
barbed wire
don't
over
leave
there.
much. Yeah.
Right. There's a fence we can have sex on. Guys, the prosecutor in the case told the jury, quote, she asked him if he wanted to have sex. He said yes, and they proceeded to have sex for about 5 minutes, which is clearly perjury. Anyway, this was done.
There's no way he lasted that long.
No chance, right? Then they got a little graphic said this was done with her back to him. These are important details. Her bending forward. He pulled down her leggings and lifted her red coat.
My
Which
God.
I love that they were getting descriptive there. It's like a romance novel.
5 minutes, my ass.
Right, exactly.
Unless it took him 4 minutes and 48 seconds to take the clothes off.
It was a complicated coat.
You want me to do what?
Start a timer now. Okay, but guys, keep that in mind because that's going to come into play later in the story. The 5-minute field trip wasn't the end of their tryst, though. The tutoring continued with Candy allegedly texting the boy during class, quote, "You cannot make me blush when I'm teaching right now. Poker face." So they were like sexting while in class together. And this kind of in-class flirting led to rumors getting around about Mrs. Barber and her field trips. And the boy apparently got nervous about people finding out and also obsessive. And that's when this alleged sexual relationship between an unstable teacher in her mid-30s and a 15-year-old boy who just had sex for the first time began to unravel. You wouldn't believe it. It seems, guys, that the boy's seed was strong because shortly thereafter, Barber became pregnant.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Right. Yeah. She told the boy, it could be yours or it could be my cuck husband's. There's always a cuck husband.
Probably wasn't the husband's.
Probably not the husband's, right? Who, by the way, in an interview said, we've been trying to have a baby. Anyway, guys, to stress this...
I knew she had some dildos, but oh my God.
Yeah, she was surrounded by them. Guys,
It's a room full of them.
We've got your vagina surrounded. Open up. Guys, to stress the kid out more, Candy started telling a bunch of people around the school that she was expecting. So not only is the kid fucking freaking out, but now she's like talking to female teachers in the break room, like, yeah, I don't know when it's coming. Then one night out of the blue, she called him to say that she had a miscarriage, which really freaked the kid out. He was like, I didn't know if that was like my fault or what was going on. Anyway, guys,
that sucks for him.
It sucks. The boy threatened to tell the headmaster, and Candy told him if he snitched, she would, quote, bring him down. And apparently at one point during this whole thing, Candy closed up her downstairs learning center to the boy and cut off all communication. And the boy got pissed and then texted her, if you don't speak with me, watch what happens. You lose your job and your family. So it was like a real star-crossed lover.
They got nasty with each other.
They were getting nasty. Anyway, guys, it was a fucking mess. And her cuck husband, who is also an aspiring singer, in addition to being most likely to be identified as British from just a photograph is sticking with her. Did you take a look at this guy? Look how British this guy is. He's like you can just spot how British he is.
I hope he's singing the blues. I hope that was a genre of music.
Right.
I know it's illegal to like to show the kids in this, but I feel like this is a case where we should be allowed to see what this kid looks like.
Right. He's 18 now too. Like, why aren't they?
Yeah.
We should really show it.
He's a cocky little. He's like bending her over in fields and shit. Let's see what this motherfucker looks like.
I want to see what he fucking looks like. Well, Wes, here's what we do know: he's tall, which brings us to what happened in court yesterday. Candy's defense attorney brilliantly argued that there's no way that her client could have had sex with the boy because she is so short that it would have been physically impossible for them to bang. Remember, the boy said that they had sex standing up in a field, and this lady brilliantly argued that just couldn't work. And while cross-examining, the boy clarified, saying, quote, I'm sorry, well, first, Candy's attorney said, "You accept she's quite tiny, is that correct?" And the boy said, "Yeah." "Only about 5 feet, isn't she? So you were taller than her at the time, weren't you? You did not even think she could reach your shoulders at the time, would she? It would have been impossible for them to have stand-up sex."
The son of a bitch wheelbarrowed her, didn't he?
Right. Well, under further cross-examination, the boy explained that he crouched and bent his knees so he could make the physics of the stand-up sex work. I just love how specific they were getting. Dude, this is just, I'm tuning in tomorrow. That's all. This trial is going for the rest of the week.
Yeah. I mean, they always had that day with the red coat on the fence. It got nasty, but
look at that thing that Bubba just highlighted. That it says that she said, "quote, you have a bigger penis than my husband." Over
she
text.
texted him that. Oh, the husband.
Well, we knew that was said. Come on, that's
that was the first text. Yeah,
right.
That was the first, and every other text, every third text from there on.
Yeah,
he's sticking by her, but
he finds that text.
My God, this guy's singing.
It's like a Johnny Cochran vagina
this guy's
defense.
A singer?
He's a singer. Yep. We should find some of his music. The poor guy.
No.
Oh, the poor guy.
Oh my fucking God, that's terrible.
Anyway,
okay. I'm gonna try to regroup and then get to another crazy story here. Hey guys, guess which company got all judgy in 2021?
Twitter.
Are the Christians a company or
Taco Bell? Taco Bell fired former employee Lana Wells over the phone because she was in porn. Taco Bell did this.
You're in no position, Mark.
No, I know. According to Wells, who goes by username The Pink Taco, she received a phone call where her boss said, "Hey, I just want to let you know that your job here is done. I'm very sorry to have let you go, but it's over." Her boss being a shift manager at Taco Bell.
That's a tough call to receive. I mean, I've been fired before, but never by a shift manager at Taco Bell.
On the phone.
This guy has no vision.
It's as the lady actually, but you're damn right, Wes. We'll get to that. Apparently, a customer sent in a formal complaint of a woman working in the drive-thru who was doing internet porn, and as a God-fearing Christian, they didn't feel comfortable giving the establishment their business, which I call bullshit on, because anyone that takes the time to make a complaint against a fast food company's drive-thru is in way too deep and won't ever stop giving them their business. And also, God loves internet.
Quit you.
Yeah, good luck. And also, God loves internet porn. Why else would he have made it free?
Great point.
Yeah.
Was her name really Pink Taco? You're kidding.
No, of course. It's a Taco Bell joke and a crude sexual sophomoric joke. Her performance name is Lana Wells. I don't know her government name, but her government name is mentioned as something else.
I don't know her work, but
well, let's see. The 33-year-old Wells is supposed to give back her uniform, but the small town Arkansas resident should definitely not and just do porns in that uniform, don't you think?
Hell yes, bro. Yeah. That is the ultimate slap in the face. But I will say, having quit a fast food establishment and fucking up when I was quitting and telling the boss's daughter that I was quitting to go over to Party City where they were paying $6 an hour. They were hardcore about returning a uniform. They would not give me my last check unless I brought my pants back to Chick-fil-A. I was like, what are you going to do with my pants, man? They're mine.
Interesting. There's probably better ways to cut costs than the cheap uniforms, guys. Wells said, "I was very open about it and said, hey, this is what I do as a side job right now, and I've been doing it since 2017. My stage name is the Gordita Crunch because I'm a bit chubby. Is this going to cause any problems?" And she was
At least
told
it's not the cheesy gordita crust.
she was told that's why she got into porn.
The sexy milk.
Taco Bell. And she was told by the manager, no, the female manager, no, it's not going to be cause any problems because whatever you do in your spare time is your business. So that turned out to not be true. Honestly, Taco Bell fucked up here, like Wes predicted, because they were sitting on a star. Wells is not chubby, but she is a 2-time AVN award nominee, including this year for hottest MILF. Bubba might have a picture. You can vote for her now as hottest MILF of the year. She's also been featured in Pornhub in such scenes as "Hot Teacher Fucked Well by Student," which is a pretty accurately captioned film.
Right. Also, grammatically correct. It would have been tough if it's fucked good by student, But
Right.
This really sheds light on how little money you make in pornography if there's a lateral move to Taco Bell. You know what I mean?
She's
Like,
getting nominated for AVNs.
right. And she's like, I got to pick up some other extra cash. $5.75 an hour is going to make a difference. Like, that's worth something to me.
The AVNs is the Oscars for porn.
Oh yeah. If you're nominated for there's no way you should.
MILF of the year. We've definitely crossed paths, her and I. This is like two of my worlds colliding. Taco Bell, the MILF porn. Unfortunately for Wells, she has little recourse legally, as the state of Arkansas has a law stating it is a crime to perform sexual acts in exchange for compensation. In the state of Arkansas, thereby we outlaw all consensual sex work. So Arkansas is just a bunch of fucking prudes. Like,
I thought they'd be down with it.
No,
it doesn't matter though. This firing is gonna make sure she never has to work at a Taco Bell again, because right now Lana Wells' stock is rising along with a lot of guys' pants.
Lots rising.
She's
I had to do some research on the rating. Not only is she going up against the state of Arkansas, who's a bunch of prudes, but the class act organization that is Taco Bell, which has a history of impeccable morals and values, as seen by their newest item, the XXL nachos that are 8,000 calories and come in a box that says "Can't beat it" with an image of a heart exploding.
Jesus.
Mark, I'm glad
that part's not true.
I know the last part isn't true, but they have that big nacho.
They did in the past, and it was like XXL, triple XL, and all the X's look like porn to begin with, right?
So Mark, I'm glad that great story, by the way, excellent work, and I'm glad that you brought in one of her titles, one of her movies. But why didn't you bring in the title? Did she really just fuck a toilet plunger?
I didn't see that one. I ran out of time researching.
The answer is yes.
She's got a lot of tattoos, right?
Yeah, and one Will would love. Would you fuck an alien? It's her dressed up as an alien, but yeah, wow.
The answer is yes.
Broad spectrum here of stuff.
Yeah,
cool. Lana Wells.
All right. There you go. Nice, Taco Bell.
Yeah. I fucked up that one. All right, guys. This next one is crazy out of Waco, Texas. I have a clip for Mark here. Bubba, you want to play that? It's great production value. Love the man's voice.
In the middle of the night, your house is on fire, but because you have no sense of smell, you're totally unaware of the danger. A reality for the Rivera family. Fortunately, the youngest daughter is not sick and smelled the smoke just in the nick of time.
I started smelling burnt plastic. That's when I got more alert, and I ran outside of my room, and I couldn't even pass the hallway because it was filled with so much smoke, and I knew I had to wake everyone up.
You're getting better. You're getting better, Wes. I would say
that was still a sloppy clip.
It's too long. You got to shorten the fucking clips.
I did the long on purpose.
Did you notice the natural cut point when she?
Listen, I'm not cutting them.
Okay.
But,
we can tell.
Bubba's cutting them on the fly. So,
but you figured like right when she effectively communicated her point and then paused and then added details that were not as pertinent. Okay.
Well, the details that she went in, she's a hero, Pat.
You're getting better. It's a better clip, but
went in to save her family. So
You're right.
If you didn't get that, the whole family has COVID. She's the only one that doesn't have COVID, so they all lost their sense of smell. So when the fire broke out, no one could sense that the house was on fire. So
That's
the whole family,
terrible.
I mean, they were all probably hammered and passed out while the fire was raging around them, looking at the house, which is just burnt completely down. No smoke detectors.
Wait a minute. Is there any evidence they were hammered, or you just
No,
saying that?
I mean, it just seems that way.
I
to me.
couldn't smell. What would you? Yeah, what would you be doing? You'd be pretty depressed. Only a couple ways to cope with it.
I mean, look at that house. Also, obviously, no smoke detectors in sight, I guess. And apparently, this brave girl also saved the family's 4 dogs. So everyone made it out safe. Bianca does not consider herself a hero for saving her family members and dogs from burning alive, saying, quote, "I don't really count myself a hero. I just did what anyone else would do for their own family. I just wanted to get everyone out safe and alive." And
I don't really consider myself a hero. I just wish my parents would stop drinking so heavily on a Tuesday.
yeah, authorities don't know if the house had smoke detectors, definitely not, or what caused the fire, a lit cigarette, but they are looking into it.
Yeah, the smoke detectors had COVID. Would these have been COVID deaths? Ah, man, that would have been some insult to
Ooh.
injury.
Yeah.
Ooh, good question.
Yeah, I don't know.
I will tell you on the smoke detectors, which I'm definitely going to get a text from my mom about this one. We've unscrewed most of ours because they just, when they go off in the middle of the night, we're like, fuck this.
Mark, I'm coming over tomorrow to fix your setup, and I'm bringing 9-volt batteries, dude.
I am like down to like
And a step ladder.
1 out of 5 smoke detectors in the house.
I'll tell you what, the carbon monoxide in my house saved my life one time because I accidentally left the stove on, like the gas stove slightly. I didn't turn all the way off. Start getting like a headache, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And then finally, like an hour later, the carbon monoxide thing went off, and I was like, oh shit. And I looked in my fucking, if it would happen at night, I was dead. So
geez, bro.
good thing to fucking.
I do have
keep
one of
batteries
those.
in.
I keep the carbon monoxide detector works in the house. That's
for the
that will always
cats,
happen.
though. That's what you have that for the cats. You don't care about your own health, but you make sure the cats are fine.
Yeah,
Because they're out if there's a
they
fire.
get out. They get out first.
Yeah. I got a couple of quick stories for you guys.
Mark, I'm going to get you a Cats Inside sticker for the firemen to put on your window.
Thank you.
Like surely we've got 3. Surely that's all.
Make sure you write 5 cats.
5 Cats Inside. I'll get you 5 stickers. It's a Cats Inside.
Thank you.
By the way, speaking of smells and fires, you guys see this woman in the UK who ordered one of Gwyneth Paltrow's vagina candles, and it exploded in her house. There's the candle. The 50-year-old woman, Jody Thompson, said she lit the $75 candle, and boom, she said, I've never seen anything like it. The whole thing was ablaze, and it was too hot to touch. There was an inferno in the room. She also said she thought it was hilarious that her neighbor had to rush to her aid and throw the flaming vagina candle out the front door.
Does it really say this smells like my vagina on the front of it?
Yes. Yeah. It's a little, it's a shticky thing. According to the article, the candle started as a joke between perfumer Douglas Little and Paltrow. They were working on a fragrance, and she blurted out, "Oh, this smells like a vagina." But then it came
vagina? What vagina does that smell like?
It doesn't smell like any.
Yeah.
It smells
Who made
maybe
the joke?
hers.
Did you say Gwyneth made the joke?
Paltrow.
Okay,
made the
So
joke.
that guy didn't want to get fired, probably, and he had to take this joke all the way to the production line.
I mean, you're working with Gwyneth Paltrow. You're a
do
yes
whatever the
man
fuck
all
she
the way.
says. Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
dude, genitals smell like genitals. There's just no 2 ways about it, and no candle should ever be made of them.
Right. No. Well, this one actually smells really nice. It's got geranium, whatever the fuck that is, citrusy bergamot, cedar with damask rose, some other shit. So it smells nice. It's not
Just
just
saying, maybe her and Chris Martin wouldn't have uncoupled if this was true. Just saying. So
Yeah, if that
Nobody would.
If that smelled like her vagina, then she'd be. Yeah,
you don't walk away from that.
She'd need like a moat of crocodiles to get the guys off her.
She'd be married to a sultan.
Yeah.
One more quick COVID one. A Sri Lankan holy man, Dhammika Bandera, who made an anti-coronavirus concoction, has blown his bullshit cover after many people, including a minister who gathered to drink the bullshit, like thousands of people showed up to drink this thing. There's the line of them waiting for it, are now sick with corona. The article says thousands defied public gathering restrictions to swamp a village in central Sri Lanka last month to get the syrup made by this bullshitter. And now a bunch of them are sick in the hospital. The only thing in this potion was nutmeg and honey.
And coronavirus.
And he said the concoction came to him, was revealed to him by Kali, the Hindu goddess of death and destruction of evil. He swears he just didn't make it up out of thin air.
He said it came to him from the goddess of death and destruction.
Of death and destruction of evil.
Of evil,
why would-
destroying
Yeah.
death and destruction of evil.
That's confusing. I have to I have to study up on that.
They got to word their gods better.
Yeah.
All right,
That's
guys,
on
real
me.
quick. This one is from Charles. Now that we have a COVID vaccine rolling out, scientists can finally get back to more important scientific endeavors, specifically reconstructing dinosaur genitals. And I'll tell you, these things don't smell like a candle. 3 researchers from the University of Bristol and Massachusetts Amherst undertook the gigantic task of recreating what the dicks and vaginas of dinosaurs looked like. And what they found out is not what you would expect.
Apparently, it doesn't look like the husband of the lady in your story, the teacher.
No way.
The singer.
No.
Oh, man, that's tough when you're standing by your lady and you hear that in court. That's played out in court.
You got to get out of the room.
You gotta get out of the room, bro. You're driving in court that morning. She's like, "There's gonna be a part of the testimony I'm gonna ask you to leave the room for." What is it? Is it something sexual you did with him that I don't know about? Yeah, guys. Instead of a scaly gray genital that you might expect, instead dinosaurs had extremely colorful dongs and vagina, with the specific function of attracting mates. So similar to like a yellow Mustang. They also weren't doing too much slamming and more of rubbing together of their genitals. So it would have been right up Robert Kraft's alley.
Grinding.
Apparently, they would just bring their jennies together for a few seconds in a process that experts called a cloacal kiss. And then they just take them apart. So it wasn't super pleasurable. And guys, this was probably because their genitals were more of a multi-tool than the genitals of today. Sure, they used their jennies for stuff like ejaculation and urine, but their downstairs was also an all-in-one model that was used for defecation as well. So it was
What? They pooped out of their pee?
one hole to rule them all. And that's going to do it for Hard Factor. Thank you guys so much for listening. We really appreciate you. If you haven't, check out our Patreon. I think we explained it. So the show is free as it has been, 5 days a week, straight news. If you want more Hard Factor, specifically Florida Man Friday and the Heart of Hive Radio Hour, as well as access to the Discord chat, discounts on merch, and a bunch of other stuff, including a monthly happy hour that we're going to get on the calendar real soon. Check out patreon.com/hardfactor. Support us on the merch front, hardfactor.com. There's a merch store button there. You can click it. Give us a follow. And if you haven't, please at Hard Factor Will and tell him a great big fucking congratulations for becoming a new father. We couldn't be more excited to meet his little baby girl and the newest member of the Hard Factor team. Guys, have a great fucking day.